Okay. I'm sitting here. This is Lonnie with Bubba's Tips and Review. This is going to be the first episode of my hometown.
Oh.
I'm here with my mother, Chris, who is a retired police officer from Washington and a longtime resident of our home of Comanche, Texas. And welcome to the show, Mom.
I'm sorry. Well, welcome to my home.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're here. You and your family.
I'm glad. We're here to celebrate her birthday. When I'm going to tell you, never tell a lady's age, because she might hit you in the back of the head with a cast iron skillet. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about being your idea, your thoughts on being a police officer. When at the time, from what you told me, you've been in some interesting cases, like involved with Tanya Harding and.
Oh, Tanya. She was nothing but a pain. Tanya was an ice skater, and she was a little rambunctious and a little selfish and a little ornery. And first time I met her, I had to transport her to jail. I didn't arrest her, but somebody else did, and I had to transport her to jail. And she had just got mad at somebody about something I said, and when they walked into the room, she just doubled up her fist and knocked him out cold. Nice girl, sweet girl. That was only the first time that I had a rather large number of, and I even got to appear on TV once, because I was taking her out of the garage where I did put the car over there, and then I brought her in there, and then we drove out, and when we drove out, there was a load of reporters there, and so we drove up the driveway and turned down the street, and my little face was right there, along with beautiful Henri. She was Henri. She was Henri. Yeah, okay, well, let's see. What else happened there? I was there when Mount St. Helens blew up. That was about 50 miles from where we lived. And I was a member also inside the police department. I was a member of the Silver Star Search and Rescue. And so one night we bundled up everything we had, and our blankets and our sleeping bags and our equipment, and went up to the mountain to search for bodies. Thank you, Dixie. That was sweet. It was really interesting up there, because that may be part of what problem I had with my lungs. I have with my lungs is because we were there, Mark and I were there when Mount St. Helens blew up, and I was at the search and rescue group beside the police department, and so then I went up and on my days off I go up and go with the group and search for bodies. We only found one. We found a skeleton too, but we never did figure out whether it was male or female. But that was interesting.
Okay.
Sad, but interesting.
You brought up the deal about things that you about Mount St. Helens, and
We lived about 50 miles south of Mount St. Helens, but that was such a big deal that 50 miles was nothing to the ash that fell. We had about 3 inches of ash in our yard. We were 50 miles away. Maybe 55, 60, something like that. Very close.
I can remember during the time of Mount St. Helens was, unfortunately, I was either a freshman in high school or just starting to graduate the 8th grade. I can remember all of it happening in the ash, and I know it made the cover of the mountain itself. the volcano made the cover of Time magazine and a bunch of the other popular magazines. And by the way, this here is Dixie, and that is Kiwi, our little co-host. And okay, what brought you? I know you said that told us that you were raised in this area and your family had moved out to
California.
And so what brought you back to Texas?
I don't know. All I know for sure is my grandfather lived here. My great-grandfather lived here. My dad was born here. I was born over in San Saba County, which is about 50, 60 miles from here. And we went to California when I was 5, and I grew up there in Los Angeles. Then my husband, I married Mark Meyer, and he wanted to go back to live near his family. His parents were getting elderly, and he wanted to be with them. So I reluctantly moved to Washington State, although I did like it once I got there. And I lived there until my husband passed away, and I retired from the... Now, actually, I wasn't working for the police department at the time I retired. I was working for the Public Works Department because I'd sued the chief of police for sexual harassment. And he wasn't pleased about it, and they decided it'd be better if I didn't work for him anymore. So they gave me my own department and moved me up to Public Works. And that's where I spent the last 2 years of mine before I retired.
Okay. Now, given today's police force and back when you retired, what are some of the differences that you see now?
Actually, not much. It's pretty much the same. Police work is not all that exciting. You get moments of total rush of adrenaline, and then you go on for several months before it happens again. It's not an everyday thing. It's mostly you just talk to people and try to figure out which side is right, which side is wrong, and you ask people to cooperate with their families, and then when they don't, you go back and arrest them and put them in jail. And it's a lot to do with just public relations.
Any other famous people from the Washington area that you come across besides Tanya Hart?
Well, Tanya was a piece of work, let me tell you. She got arrested the first time because she got into an argument with a friend of hers, I think it was her roommate or somebody she was living with. And she picked up a hubcap, and using it like frisbee, she hit him in the face with the hubcap. This can do a little bit of damage.
That sounds like something we used to do as kids with our brothers.
Well,
that and dirt clod fights.
Yeah, she was a little bit immature, I will say that for her. And then after that, we had quite a bit. I mean, it didn't calm her down, it just made her worse. She was just somebody who wanted to fight everybody she could get to. I transported her back and forth to the county. Then we would put them in our jail, but our jail was not a full-time facility. It was just a holding cell. They were holding cells, and then we transported her to the county. And I would transport her, probably transported her half a dozen, maybe more times. She just liked to fight. And when she had a few drinks, and we had a infamous watering hole in town, and she used to go down there and get herself drunk as a skunk, and then she wanted to fight somebody. But she was marvelous on the ice. She was like a fairy on the ice. But a boxer on off the ice.
So, you moved back here to Comanche, and
No,
how's your
not right away. I drove around the country for 2 years before I came to Comanche.
what are some of the places you saw?
I started out in Washington, and I went across the country all the way to Maine, and in my motorhome by myself, and just enjoyed the first year and a half, and went to see people that I hadn't seen, came here to Comanche County and visited with people I hadn't seen in years, and went on all the way to Maine, and turned around, headed back. I was headed back. I was going to go get my stuff that was in storage in Washington State, and moved to Utah. Somehow that just never happened. I got as far as Texas, and came here to Comanche, because my dad was born here, my grandfather lived here, my great-grandfather lived here. And so I came back to Comanche, and somehow or the other I ended up in a real estate office, and found this little house on Highway 8, and lived here ever since. Went back into Washington State, got a rental trailer, packed a rental trailer with everything I owned back there that was in storage, and pulled it back here and pulled into their driveway and unloaded, and here I am. Been here now since '89.
Well, I can't say I can say for a minute for myself and our family, and I'm glad you stayed.
Actually, I didn't intend to until I don't think I'm supposed to be anyplace else. This is where I'm supposed to be, I think.
Father has a way. He does have a way of taking you places that he wants you to see, and
Doesn't he, though?
and then bringing you back home.
Yeah. Now, this would probably be number 35 on my list of where I want to be, but I do like it here. Except for the dog stepping on me. I do like Comanche. I used to come here when I was a little kid and spend the summers with my grandfather, and I remember walking with him one day, holding hands, walking down from his house, which is up across from Allsup's on 6th. And that wasn't on TV. Anyway, we used to go down, and we went to the bank and go in there and get some money out and go buy me a soda or something and sit down and eat. He was a good friend.
I know the feeling. That's how my grandfather was. I was a grandpa's boy. Well, Miss Chris, I appreciate you taking the time to do the interview with me, and we'll do some more that we can log and update history. And thank you, Dixie and Kiwi, for putting on a wonderful show.
They're more fascinated with that camera. I know Dixie can see it.
Yeah, that's the most tricks I've seen her do in a long time.
It's as still as she's been. I want to be on there.